just 19 yards in the Western semi against Calgary. Got another good run on first down here to the Stampeder 50-yard line. Did most of his damage last year with 5 catches, 77 yards. He had a couple of touchdowns in the game here at McMahon in the Western semi.
It's interesting to me, though, about that decision is Corey Chamberlain, the end of the third quarter, had the very similar situation. In fact, I think it was a little bit shorter. Now, he was more in his end of the field. I believe it was around the 40-yard line.
Just wonder if he was sensing needed to do something to get the momentum back. Although what a momentum shift if it went the other way. Absolutely. Well, confusion there, but they do get it off to Sheets, who falls forward for the first down.
Yeah, that's a big play by Darian Durant. This is a difficult pivot that he has to make to quickly get it to Corey Sheets. Watch how he turns at Corey Sheets. It looked like Durant went the wrong way, and he realized immediately, spins around and gives it to Sheets in the back by almost like a behind-the-back pass.
Charleston Hughes was there, but Sheets with enough momentum to get a fresh set of downs at the 45. Now it's Sanders ducking inside, staying on his feet and getting it down to the 36-9 for Sanders, and maybe with the spot close enough for a first down.
Chris Best, big on big right there. Dominic Picard. There's Juwan Simpson. Open up a hole here for Jock Sanders. Takes it, bounces outside. Juwan Simpson is sealed. The kick out from Chris Best, and Sanders has room to get into the second level in the secondary.
Foot injury for Best kept put him on the 9 game, and the Rough Riders were not as dominant when Chris Best was not on that offensive line. Maybe the key to the run blocking of the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Second and less than a yard. And Sanders busts through. Kicks outside and just tripped up. He might still be running if not for that shoot top tackle from Fred Bennett.
Well, we knew it would be a storyline. The backups playing in the interior of the D-line, and Junior Turner, who has been, you could tell, fatigued as this game has gone on with very limited playing time, and he gets again. This time it's Ben Heenan. Takes him out of the goal.
And just clipped the right foot of Sanders. Otherwise, he would have done more damage with the Rough Riders on the move. Junior Turner getting attention with just over 10 minutes left in Calgary. Junior Turner making his way to the sidelines. One of those young defensive tackles in the spotlight in this game after the injuries to Mika Johnson and DeMonte Bolden in the final regular season game. 10th play of the drive. It's a first down, Rough Riders. Down at the Stamp 25-yard line, high snap. Corey Sheets with another good run on first down, close to 8 more.
Well, there has been the blocking up front with Best, Picard, and Labatt. That was Corey Sheets. Corey Sheets made this move in the backfield because Sean Lemon this time did get up the field, and Sheets made him miss. So while he's been picking up lots of yards in behind some real good blocking, you can see that Sean Lemon had a chance at him in the backfield.
Sheets had 2 games of 133 yards rushing against Calgary this year. He's at 130 here. 2nd and 2. Little fake to Sheets, and that's McHenry who got over Darius Brooks to get a first down. So McHenry better feeling after that fumble late in the first half that took points off the board.
Yes, it did. Took the 7 points off the board. Now, in fairness to Scott McHenry, his last catch before this game as he comes through the line and out the other end, his last catch before this game was back in September against Montreal. So that was his first touch of the football that he fumbled and got that one back and got a new set of downs.
What a drive being put together by Darian Durant. They've chewed up over 6 minutes already. And Sheets again. It's stacked
like Darian Durant the last couple of snaps. It's been about 3 or 4 in a row from the shotgun. Has had some trouble. It's been a bit of an adventure. He's had to go up high for a couple. That one he caught around his midsection, and Dominic Picard, I know he must be looking forward to firing off in this run game, the amount that Saskatchewan is running the football.
Picard played all 18, Glenn, all 18 for Brendan LeBat. Now the 13th play, trying to keep it going, 2nd and 8. Short drop. Pass complete, Rob Bag. Keon Raven trying to wrap him up and contain him and drop him at the 5. So Bang unable to get to the first down marker.
See where the spot is. It's just past the 5-yard line.
Had to get to the 3.
It was a long yard at around midfield, and Corey Chamberlain went for it. Not this time. He's going to take the points.
Looking to make it a 12-point game. Remember, Milo had that short field goal attempt blocked by Fred Bennett, at least partially blocked, not officially a block. Under the hold of Dressler. And Milo puts it through. So now Calgary needs a couple of touchdowns. Midway through the 4th quarter. It's the Rough Riders leading 25-13. Kelly brought to you by Purelator, tackling hunger across Canada. Check. And again, hats off to Schultz and all the people of Purelator for the fine work they do.
Take a look at Alex Hall, Charleston Hughes, and Cordero Law's totals alone. That accounted for around 140,000 pounds of food for those 3 guys.
Direct snap, John Cornish. Right side, Cornish running over people up near the 45-yard line. Close to a first down as he untangles with Jermaine McIlvain.
Yeah, Richie Hall, the defensive coordinator for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, did a real good job in the first half of completely restricting the running ability of John Cornish. Basically took him out of the game in the first half. Now Cornish is getting a little traction here. The question is, the Calgary Stampeders running out of time, and do they need to take shots down the field now?
Was a first down run as they mark it at the 46. Into the flat, Sinopoli drops the football. But a good year for Brad Sinopoli, making the transition to the receiver spot. But unable to hold on to that as he returns to the lineup, and here's one they needed.
Yeah, he absolutely had to have that one. He also dropped one to start this second half that was a turnover, the 5th of the game for Calgary. Coming off concussion issues, and the bye week is basically the reason he was able to get back into the lineup. Missed the last couple of games.
2nd and 10. Cornish releases. Tate looked that way now. Over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Sinopoli again. And it looked like Cornish was available.
Yeah, and it looked like Drew Tate stepped up and he was putting that throw on himself. He just kind of pointed to himself, went through his throwing motion after the fact.
And they're going to go for it on 3rd and 10 with 6:14 to go. Are you surprised? It's a little early, isn't it?
I think it is. It is early. There's a lot of possessions left in 6 minutes in the Canadian Football League.
Now we got a timeout for Saskatchewan. They want to make sure they're ready for one of the critical plays of this 4th quarter.
Well, they were just, I think Corey Chamberlain was just assuming that John Hufnagel would punt the ball with over 6 minutes to go on 3rd down. And now John Hufnagel has had a chance to think about it, and guess what? Changed his mind.
Wonder if the timeout just talked John Hufnagel out of it. Maybe there was something available, and after a regroup on that Saskatchewan defense, maybe he decided, I'm not going to try it yet. So Maver to kick it away. Sanders back at his 23. He'll just hit the turf at the 25. Darian Durant has had an outstanding Western final. Under 6 minutes to go. Riding a 12-point lead. Combo B. Hamilton, Saskatchewan, or Hamilton, Calgary?
Still lots of time. Saskatchewan won the toss to start this game and deferred. 31 of the 38 points have been scored with the win.
First and 10. Double takes. Shakes ahead, but not much. Stuffed that time. Keon Raymond, Sean Lemon.
Hasn't happened often because the war in the trenches has been won so far in this game by the interior of the Saskatchewan offensive line. It was a storyline coming in with backup junior Turner and Etienne Legare playing inside along with Freddie Bishop. 207 yards rushing by the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Interesting story from Dave Naylor. What if it would have been Doug Brown today? Wow, that was an interesting skill. Quarterback drive, Darian Durant, the one that got them here. And he up to the 35-yard line battling, and it's going to be 3rd and 1.
Haven't seen a lot of it in this game like we did in the semifinal, but he just willed the last 3-4 yards. It was sheer will to just pick up and make it close here, because it looked like he was held about 3-4 yards short of the first down with contact there. But watch him drive those strong legs. 3 full tacklers for the Calgary Stampeders, including Juwan Simpson.
Close enough to require measurement. Looks like he's about a yard short. You mentioned those legs. The teammates like to call them tree trunks. Brother, an NFL linebacker, and he says he's got chicken legs, but those are a couple of sturdy pins that have stood him in good stead in these postseason.
Yeah, well, you just cannot arm tackle Darian Durant, and usually it takes more than one tackler to bring him down. There were 3 from Calgary on the last play. Now, Corey Chamblin's got a full yard here.
Boy, I'm surprised. I tell you, I'm surprised.
I am too. Even with the play of the O-line and the backups on the D-line for Calgary, I'm surprised not kicking this away.
Unless they use a cadence. Now John Hufnagel's used his time. And that is something that would be valuable for Hufnagel in the last 4 minutes with his team on offense. So at least this decision has taken a timeout away from Calgary, and now Corey Chamberlain can reassess things. And now the punt team
he's changing his mind.
I wondered if they were just going to go up to the line and try and draw Calgary offside and do it that way, but that's a risky business with a 12-point lead on your own 35-yard line. You can lose control of the game in a hurry if you don't get 1 yard.
No, you got to kick this football away, just like Hufnagel had to punt it on the last series.
So both teams have to trade off their second half timeouts. Rush on, and Schmidt gets it away. It'll bounce down from Larry Taylor, who kicked it. And did Saskatchewan touch that ball last? It is Saskatchewan football.
Paul Waldo.
One of the unsung heroes, we mentioned him earlier. Paul Waldo, a 6-year veteran, a Saskatchewan native, 21 special team tackles, and he was flying down the field, and Larry Taylor mishandles it.
Hits the ground, starts to bounce around. Larry Taylor, it looked like it hit his leg as he tries to get in and recover that football. It bounces off the hands, hits his right leg, and there's the last to touch it, Paul Waldo.
Diamond Ferry with the pressure, Waldo with the touch out, and huge special teams play. Another turnover by Calgary. Corey Sheets stacked up. So that's 6 turnovers in the game by the Stampeders. And now under 4 minutes to go, Darian Durant.
Hufnagel wants a timeout.
He wants to take as much off the clock as he can. And they do take their
timeout.
Other timeout.
Calgary.
But that really puts the Rough Riders in the driver's seat now. 12-point lead. They're in scoring range once again.
No frustration shown there from John Hufnagel. He tried to call a timeout about 10-15 seconds before it was actually called.
You know, we have the opportunity to hear the coaches address the teams almost weekly. John Hufnagel always has a similar message about not making mistakes in the fourth quarter, finding ways to win the game. In fact, he always ends with win the game. And his team won 14 of 18 regular season games because they didn't beat themselves and they found a way. It's surprising to see them self-destruct here through 56 minutes today. 2nd and 10. Durant going to take a shot into the end zone. Incomplete. Dressler working against Brooks again.
First half touchdown catch from Weston Dressler was the exact same play. Get him isolated one-on-one. It's been a matchup we've watched all game long between him and Darius Brooks. That time the ball just thrown a little bit too far outside and Dressler couldn't run underneath it.
So Milo out, looking for a field goal that would make it 2 touchdowns and at least 1 2-point convert.
This is nowhere near in these conditions a chip shot for Chris Milo.
He mentioned last week on a frozen field, sometimes it's like kicking a helmet.
Larry Taylor's back there to return it if he misses.
39 yards out. And Chris Milo has nailed it. Clutch kick for Milo. And the Riders get a little closer to a berth in the Grey Cup. 3-minute warning given to the benches. 28-13 Saskatchewan here at McMahon. Next Sunday, the Ticats kick off against the winner of this game in the 101st Grey Cup. Extended pregame coverage begins at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. It's countdown to the kickoff. Live coverage of the 101st Grey Cup gets underway here on TSN. These fans hoping to be cheering on the home team. Next week at Mosaic, Drew Tate trying to rally his team back. Takes off here, takes a hit, and is dropped by Diamond Ferry at the 40-yard line. Well, he pulled off the miracle comeback last year in the Western Semi, needing a last-minute touchdown, but he needs 2 and a little bit more than that here with just under 3 minutes to go.
Targets Jeff Fuller, Joe West have been the guys with Maurice Price. He's trying to push the ball down the field to.
2nd and 4. Pulls it down and out. Unloads for Price, and he is drilled right at the point of contact. That's Rod Williams. Just his 3rd game on the corner. As he was signed in season and suffered an arm injury. You still see the wrap on the right forearm.
But has playoff game experience. 3 with the Edmonton Eskimos, a former Eskimo.
And something that they felt they were missing last year when they lost it in the final minute. Now the offense has to stay on. 3rd and 4. And that ball incomplete. As it was intended for Anthony Parker. A turnover on downs. The 7th turnover. And the Rough Riders have just about confirmed their reservation.
Well, that will be in the headlines tomorrow. There's no question. If Saskatchewan can finish this off with 2:13 to go, the turnover issue for the Calgary Stampeders will be one of the headlines. But I really believe this game was the battle of the trenches was a big part of how this game has evolved. In a game that didn't matter in the standings, John Hufnagel lost 3 key players against the BC Lions.
So the Rough Riders take over Calgary 42-yard line. Corey Sheets has been a key man today. Said he didn't want John Cornish in his locker for the Grey Cup. And he has done his part. 25 carries, 137 yards.
See Geroy Simon just reminding Corey Sheets the game's not over. There's 2:07 left and saying don't start getting into shouting match now. Both guys like Corey Sheets and Dwight Anderson, guys like that have been very vocal in the past, have been quiet and focused on the job at hand here tonight.
Boy, the gag order on Dwight Anderson has been effective, hasn't it? And Sheets somehow burst through and got a first down. What an exclamation point on his game with that run to move the chains, and it'll take more time off the clock. Riders are feeling it now and just have to stay composed on the sidelines. Weston Dressler on the field was already starting a victory dance. Well, he was the best running back in the Canadian Football League in the first half of the season. And he's been the best running back today. And they're going to feed him the football again, and he'll run over people. Corey Sheets outside, looking for the end zone. And is it a touchdown? No, they'll mark him at the 1. Gotta go. And the only concern now is to make sure he's ready to go next week. Darian Durant knows. Corey Sheets knows. And it's a 30-yard romp to set up 1st and goal at the 1.
And after this run, Keon Raymond knows how good of a running back Corey Sheets is. Watch the contact in the hole as an undersized Keon Raymond